Women's football is still a relatively new phenomenon in this country, but it is slowly catching on. As with every new phenomenon, there is always a person or group of persons with a vision pushing for change. One such person is Nana Kwame Boadu, director of Deelorm Soccer Academy. Nana Kwame Boadu has put in much effort, time and money into training women footballers who he is convinced may well put Ghana back on the soccer map in a new way.
Nana Kwame Boadu understands the value of talking to his trainees and monitoring their progress. After all, they, he believes, will be the great future, not only of women's football, but football in general.
The performance of the Black Queens, their performance really motivated me. And I felt that every Ghanaian is mostly concentrating on the male. And I realized that the male are not doing well. But the women are doing well. At least they've gone to the World Cup twice. And they really need a push.
Women's football was introduced into Ghana fairly recently, 8 years ago. It was very difficult to find women to form football teams at that time. Scouts or trainers were often met with apprehension, distrust or fear from women themselves. Parents were very reluctant to allow their daughters to be drawn into what's still considered a male domain.
I realized that no, what men can do, women can also do. And time when you give them the adequate training, they can even do better. So with the little effort that I made, at least we've participated in tournaments, local, foreign, and with all those participation, it has gradually change the notion.
It's difficult to grow football as a business in Ghana today. The potential of women's football as a business is still very much underestimated. Sponsorships are next to impossible to find. And the notion of women's football is not taken seriously, particularly because game proceeds are low.
When you are able to have the time and money invested in women, as they say, when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. So it comes in football.
The ladies of the Deelorm team go through rigorous training sessions at a field in the district of Oblogo and is shared by the women with other male teams. When not in the field, the women at Anya, where they reside in a hostel. There, with Ahmed Muftal, their trainer, they go through daily 2-hour sessions on the theory of tactical play. Muftal follows his lecture with a question and answer session. He particularly encourages his students to ask questions in order to deepen their understanding of the game. The goalkeeper of the team, Mary Chum, particularly focused on rising to become a great name in football. Here she is at a training field in Oblogo. Her play often evokes praise from men footballers training on the very same field.
And the winter me started football. Now me share said they are men and the way I almost see able football no need the way I almost see that na emergency na me share European food cassette bi na emma anana bonte ma me so many je won say me footballer.
One thing about the woman is you have to pamper them. Even it takes time to understand what you mean. So I think training with the woman is more difficult than the men.
If you really want to manage a women team, then you should be of a man that have a big heart. You should be totally devoted. You should be very understanding. You should be slow to anger, and you should have a passion of love, because the women need enough time to teach. They easily get irritated when you shout on them, but you should have a big heart. You should know how to react and when not to react, just to conscientize them to the game.
Guy so in this way one per se me who football mu say the share man the way I almost see every ball near said the magigi no sana me so me per se me train ya ma me so me gi say dey na almost so o magigi bi no it's na ma me so me need football say me any time no me serious training me so me di be gi dey ni bi.
The Deelorm ladies team has already won a few cups. the Lions Cup, Germany 2002, the Akwatia Desafit Cup in 2002, and the Eastern Region's Women's Gala in year 2004. But for now, they have to return to training to get the most coveted cups of football in the world.
The Golden Coast, so called by Europeans on account of its abundant and copious yield of gold things and treasures of nature, is also of successful minds.